Hi, my friends. I'm so happy to be back, and I hope that you are all healthy, safe, and happy yourselves. I just want to thank my returning subscribers and welcome the new ones. I also want to thank all of those who had sent me email in the past few weeks, all the comments in the comment section, and all of those who bought me a cup of coffee. It is really greatly appreciated. So today we'll be talking about a certain prince, and henceforth we'll be calling him Henry. So our dear Henry went and did it again. Now what did Henry do? Well, let's have a look at what he did. Henry opened his mouth again. That's what he did. In an interview published in a business magazine called Fast Company, Henry once again spoke about the evils of social media. As is his habit these days, a lot of what he had to say was flowery word salad. But he put his foot in the poo a number of times. In my opinion, the worst mistake he made was to talk about the incident at Capitol Hill. I am not going to talk about Capitol Hill and the 6th of January, as I'm sure my subscribers all know what happened, and all of them have their own opinion. I have an opinion too, but already had at least 3 videos demonetized in 2 weeks, 2 of whom had been restored after I requested a review, and 1 which had not. So back to Henry, and I'm quoting in his own words. We have seen time and time again what happens when the real world cost of misinformation is disregarded. There is no way to downplay this. There was a literal attack on democracy in the United States, organized on social media, which is an issue of violent extremism. Now, my issue is not whether Henry was wrong or right. That is an issue for private debate and not one I'm prepared to discuss on this platform at this point in time. Again, you guys are welcome to get or discuss this with me via email. The point is that Henry had no right to voice his opinion on the issue in public. Firstly, he is not an American citizen. And secondly, this statement is without a doubt a political statement, which clearly indicates Harry's personal political affiliation and opinion. An affiliation he should not have as a member of the royal family, and an opinion he may hold but not voice in public as a member of the royal family. And that, my dear friends, is not my opinion, but the rules and laws pertaining to the British royal family in both Britain and the United States. Harry also said that social media provides an avalanche of misinformation, is bending reality, and creates a distorted filter that affects our ability to think clearly or understand the world around us. He then also likens it to an exchange of weaponry. Although I would be the last person to dispute that there can be and is a lot of nastiness on the internet, I also understand that it's not the internet creating the nastiness, but people who are doing so. And even if we were to abolish or increase internet censorship, that will not stop the nastiness, as horrible people are horrible people and will remain so with or without the internet, and will find another way to spread their particular brand of nasty. Harry's words and statement shows his level of delusion and paranoia. I cannot for the life of me understand how the use of the internet or social media is affecting our ability to think clearly. And I would like Henry to explain to me what the difference is between reading a book or an article in a newspaper or magazine and reading the same material online. Could he then also explain to me what the difference is between having a discussion, say, via phone text, and having that same discussion on a social media platform? Surely the context remains the same. The only difference could be implemented with face-to-face discussions where body language and facial expressions play a role. But then we also know that this is not always possible. I have family living in different countries, and there are time differences of up to 8 hours. If it was not for social media, we would most likely not have spoken more than once a month. Not only that, but we live in a remote area, and had it not been for the internet and social media, my education, yes, I'm still learning each and every day, the education of my 11-year-old grandson who's being homeschooled and whose teachers and tutors we interact with on their Facebook pages and website would have been non-existent. So suffice it to say that without social media and the internet, we would not have been able to think clearly or understand the world around us. To liken social media to weaponry is just totally delusional. Yes, people can hurt you, make you angry or sad by things they say on social media. But should they continue to do so, and you find that it is affecting you, there is a very handy tool available on all social media platforms, and it's called block. You can block anyone from your platform at any time. There are also other tools like delete, and the platforms usually deal swiftly when reporting a particularly nasty or even potentially dangerous person. So what is Henry's problem? Is he so dumb or ignorant that he has no idea how to manage a social media account? If that is the case, then he also does not have the right to talk about something he knows nothing about. Although I think that it is a possibility, I also think that Henry is about a little more than that. Henry is obviously emotionally immature. Children and teenagers may have a higher propensity to be emotionally affected by online nastiness. Children and teenagers are also more likely not to end contact between themselves and an online abuser or bully, as they themselves have a curiosity which compels them to keep up the interaction. A matter of being curious as to what will be coming next. It's like scratching at a scab when you know you shouldn't. Normal adults usually do not do this and will mostly warn the person off, block them, or report them, and will end the interaction before it could have a lasting negative effect. Yes, that does not mean that we cannot get hurt or saddened, but seldom would such a fleeting interaction have a long-lasting effect. So what is wrong with Henry and his wife that he cannot deal with online criticism like an adult? The answer can only be that they are emotionally immature and narcissistic. The other major difference between Henry and his wife and other people is that although we have things in our lives which we would prefer not to readily share with others or strangers, most of us do not live a complete lie. Thus, should someone find out something about us, even if we would have considered it a secret, most of us would not consider it devastating or unbearable. If true, most of us would or may be embarrassed for a while. But most of us would also go, yes, it happened, it's over, and I've moved on. If it is untrue, we would attempt to correct the rumor or allegation and move on. Not so Henry and his wife. Their whole life is filled with words like mystery, surprise, secret, and then, of course, many, many lies, as we have now seen in court documents. It is thus not a lie or even a supposition on our part to say that Henry and his wife have lots of things to hide. Secrets, misdeeds, bad behaviors and habits, all of their own making. Mr. Birdie! Hey! Hey! So how can they possibly blame the internet and social media for that? And now for the tip of the hypocrisy iceberg. An Instagram account with the name of Spiky Mouse, with the S's replaced by the number 5, followed by Princess Beatrice's husband, Eduardo, Chelsea Davy, and royal cousins, Eliza Spencer and Amelia Spencer. Now, Eliza Spencer and Amelia Spencer are Charles Spencer's daughters, Charles Spencer being Diana's brother. And this account is still active. As we all know by now, dear Henry had various social media accounts with variations of the same name. Unfortunately, the account is private and there's no way I'll be accepted as a follower. I just want to thank WG_bananatarian on Instagram for this tidbit of info. It had also now been confirmed that Henry's wife did vote in the November 3rd election, having the dubious honour of being the first member of the royal family to do so, and possibly the very first member of the royal family to do so in a foreign election. So hands up, anybody who still think they should retain their British titles? Oh my word, why do I need binoculars to see a single hand raised in the distance? And whose hand could it be? Oh, I see, it's Henry's wife. Anyway, my friends, yes, I'm sure Henry's wife is the only person of the opinion that they should retain their titles. That's it from me for now. I'll be back within a day or two. And until then, it is bye.